This is a great question about any tips for mental training that silences the bad voices. And yes and no. Um, so yes, of course. And it is a process. Um, but it doesn't have to be a process that takes very long. So I think of there being 3 steps. And the first one is identifying, like being aware of what it is that you want to shift. And so, you know, though there, my bad voices usually say things like, what are you doing? No, like, uh, this isn't going to work. This isn't any good. Um, I'm trying to think of other stuff, but I mean, the voices say all sorts of crazy things. And I think the very first tip is to recognize them in general, and then recognize them for what they are, which is just this kind of fear response. They're not true, they're not set in stone, and you can choose another thought. So we identify them, and then the second step is really to choose another thought. And this can take some conscious thought as well. So we sort of can slow down the process and say, when the bad voice shows up and says, you're a terrible author, stop writing, we get to choose another thought. And what is the new thought that we're going to choose? And each of us might have something that feels better than another specific, um, the choice that I make is I choose to believe, and I choose to think like, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at this. And that takes a little bit of, I don't know if you want to call it, a little bit of hubris, a little bit of a little bit of moxie, to stand up and really grab your own worth and recognize your own worth, and to also not judge it. Yeah, a little chutzpah. But to to choose it, and then to decide that it's true. And whether I'm a really great author or not, I'm going to keep working until I am a really great author, right? I'm choosing it, and I'm deciding that it's going to come true if it's not true already. And I'm not really allowing it, I'm just like almost almost compartmentalizing the nattering voice that says, "Well, hold on, how do you know that? That can't be true." I'm just compartmentalizing it and saying, "You know what? I don't care. I this is what I choose, and this is I'm kind of going to brainwash myself into into believing this thing." And that then gives you the chutzpah to decide that it's true, and to keep showing up like it's true until it becomes true, right? You become aware, you identify the thing that you want to change, you choose to change it, you choose what you're going to change it to, and then you decide that it's done. And you don't give yourself room to ask the questions or to undo it. And of course, you're gonna some days it's easier than others, right? And you're going to redo this process again and again. But just because you stopped believing that you are the greatest writer on the planet for a day, doesn't mean that you don't get to come back the next day and choose again and decide again and show up that way again. So again, to recognize it's a fast thing, but it's usually a process that you have to do over and over and over. And train your brain, basically just start carving out a new neural pathway that automatically fires and automatically gets you, so that your first automatic thought is, even if it's something that's not good, it's like, I'm going to fix this because I'm the greatest writer I'm the greatest writer in the world. So I'm going to, it's okay that this is a little bit rough. I'm going to fix it.